Welcome back to our second segment of Chamber Exchange, brought to you by Bank Hometown, our sponsor who helps make the show happen. Thrilled to have with us in our second segment Brian Haugli, who's the founder and CEO of Sidechannel. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
And this isn't the first time, Brian, you've been with us, about a year ago, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we joined the chamber after moving our headquarters to Worcester. We're right on Main Street, and immediately joined the chamber and been really pleased with the activities and the actions and everything that's been going on the last year and again this year. So.
Yeah, well, we appreciate your involvement and participation, especially given what you're trying to do with the company and in growing it, and probably busier than ever given some of the challenges and threats out there as it relates to technology. But maybe you could tell our viewers a little bit about what Sidechannel does and how you help companies.
Yeah, no, it's pretty straightforward. Do you have a network and operations that rely on technology? You have cybersecurity as a risk, and it's no longer an IT risk. It's a business risk. Boards are talking about it. Customers are demanding it out of their clients. Regulators are putting out new regulation. The SEC is about to put out new regs all around cybersecurity. And Sidechannel's focus is building and bringing in a turnkey and fully capable cybersecurity program and risk management to the middle market and small enterprise. So I came out of the Defense Department, the intelligence community, and then I was the CISO here at the Hanover Insurance Group. At the time was a Fortune 500. Have seen what enterprises have at their disposal from finances to be able to address this risk. But I saw a real problem that mid-market and smaller businesses did not. But the reality is the threat's the same, whether it's at the enterprise or smaller businesses and mid-market. And you've got to really kind of create tailored solutions and capabilities for that mid-market to take advantage of to be able to address that same risk, because the attackers really don't differentiate if you're a Fortune 10 or you're a mid-sized manufacturing organization somewhere in the middle of Massachusetts. But the solutions and the services are not as attainable to that mid-market as they are to the enterprise. And that's where Sidechannel really focuses.
And you talked about kind of your experience working DoD, Pentagon, the intelligence community. I mean, certainly events of the last year with the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the tensions with China and Taiwan and things have really, I think, raised an awareness. And clearly, there's been information and data out there that some of these hackers, and some of them are government sponsored. They're not just, as you said, targeting kind of the big companies.
Right.
They are kind of across the board looking for information, exclusive information, around technology, manufacturing that they, for a variety of reasons, want to get. Right.
Yeah. The way to think about attackers is no longer the kid in his mom's basement wearing a hoodie. They are operating like a business. Right. They have a return on their investment. So if the bigger guys, the bigger enterprises are defending themselves with the finances that they have available, they're pretty well protected. They're not impenetrable, but they're pretty well protected. Yeah. The ROI to get into them is significantly worse off than for an attacker to maybe pivot downstream into a vendor, with the hopes that not only can I take advantage of and exploit their security weaknesses, maybe I can use that to then get into a larger target. And that's really where people need to think about. It's not just you're protecting your business, you're actually now protecting your revenue stream and your brand, because you might be a point to pivot from into your bigger client. And that's really where kind of the juicy targets are that attackers are looking. They're investing their own time, their finances, their own money into trying to break into you to then extract value. And if it's easier to go in through a weaker component in the supply chain or somewhere, right, they'll do it. It's very easy. I mean, when you think about these organizations, again, for us to think about them, it's just some kid, or it's to diminish what they're capable of doing. They are structured like businesses. They have payroll. They have benefits. These people go on vacations. In the DoD, we used to actually track this. We know this happens. So they are operating like a business to take over and impact your business. Right. And that becomes kind of a defensive piece that, as business owners really start taking cybersecurity seriously at an operational business level, they're now needing to factor in that they are defending their business from somebody who has an eye on their own. It's almost as if you need to look at it as a level of competition in a regular market where you're selling something, but now you're trying to protect what you're selling. Protect that shelf space, protect that brand in that location from somebody who is bent on getting access to it or diminishing your own capabilities.
Right, right. And you alluded to this, that, working at the Hanover Insurance, working at the federal level, companies with resources, sophistication, government agencies, but your work then is to take that knowledge and expertise around technology, how this whole threat network operates, and then you're able to go into the medium-sized, some cases smaller-sized companies, and kind of assess their situation and say, look, based on technology, costs, here's the best plan for you, and we'll help you put it in place.
Right. We take our practices as being former chief information security officers, leaders in this space. I've written a book. I've got others who have written books, really experts in this area. And taking that experience downstream. Our smallest clients are $20 million VC-backed startups. Our largest clients are doing $4 or $5 billion in revenue. Maybe they're public, maybe they're private. And that's unfortunately kind of the definition of what mid-market is.
Right.
It's pretty wide.
Yeah, I was gonna...
So, but they all need the same thing. They need a program that they can have in place that they can point to and say, I'm doing the right thing, and it's covering what's expected of me by my board, my customers, or regulators. And our ability to deliver in an assessment initially through technology and our own services to be able to understand, what does your current state look like? Work with the client to figure out what the target state looks like. What do you want to look like when this is all done and you've got something that you can be proud of? This is the cyber program that's going to address all of these risks and help build the roadmap in between. How do I get from current state to target state? What's going to be involved? And we want to be there on a long-term basis, but we don't need to be there full-time.
Right.
And that's been our big differentiator is, for you to hire me full-time, there's a substantial cost to someone who's going to be a CISO. East Coast pricing is $500,000 to $600,000 a year full-time for a resource like that. West Coast costs $800,000 and plus. I mean, salaries are significant just for this role. Mid-market companies can't afford that.
Right.
They can't hold that on their balance sheet. We can provide that same level of expertise with people who have been former CISOs, now fractionally into the market. And we enable them with technologies, products we've built and are selling directly, and as well as through other channel partners, to our clients in a way that they're like, great, I have access now to this expertise, to these capabilities, to this program, at a fraction of the price of if I was having to take the approach of an enterprise's view on doing this.
And CISO, Chief Information Security Officer.
Correct. So
we will get the acronym out there.
Like the CFO, the CFO's in charge of accounting and finances.
Yep.
The CISO is the one working with the Chief Information Officer, or maybe the Chief Technology Officer, overseeing and shepherding the security program for that organization.
Right. And you mentioned the book, so contributing author for the latest book from Wiley, Cybersecurity Risk Management, Mastering the Fundamentals Using the NIST Cybersecurity Framework, and we figured out the acronym NIST is...
it's a National Institute of Standards and Technology. They're a group underneath the U.S. Department of Commerce. They're responsible for everything from making sure that a pound is a pound in the United States through to cybersecurity standards that we expect.
So that information's out there. And then just, one of the things, we had the chance when you joined the chamber, the headquarters in downtown, we did it with a nice ribbon cutting, but also a publicly traded company.
We are, yes. So we did open our office in Worcester in 146 Main Street in the RMCB building in January of 2021. Yeah. At that time, I was going through a takeover and a merger of another company. And in July, we finalized that deal and made Sidechannel a now publicly traded company. So I'm very excited about that and working with and outreach to investors. We just hosted our Investor Day. Our partner, which is Berkshire Bank down the road right there, is now our new bank, and they were gracious enough to let us use their facilities. We hosted our annual shareholder meeting and our Investor Day just a number of weeks ago there, and have been it's been great to build this out, and I'm very fortunate to be a new public company in central Massachusetts, and really looking forward to growing our footprint. I very much believe in Worcester, otherwise I wouldn't have set up the headquarters where I did. I love the building, I love the area, I love the people, and I think there's so much promise. We're very excited to be headquartered here now.
No, well, we are too, and people, and have you at the chamber, but 20 plus C-suite level information security officers working with you. You've worked with 50 multi-layered cybersecurity programs for various clients. So busy and growing.
We are. So the latest filings that we've had, we've exceeded now $5 million in revenue and 46% year-over-year growth, 26% sequential quarter growth. So we're on the right track for the growth that we'd expect. We've launched a new product, so we're very excited about that capability to bring zero trust as a concept if people are kind of following along. The U.S.'s national cybersecurity strategy actually was just released this morning, and calls for organizations, federal government, and businesses alike across the U.S. to really rethink how they're addressing cybersecurity. So we're looking to be part of that, and I really want to bring in the talent that Worcester has. We have so many colleges, so many programs. People love the area. To be able to make this a reality and keep focusing on the mid-market and supporting.
Well, good stuff. Brian, we'll look forward to having you back with even bigger and better news as we go forward.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good. And stay with us for our final segment. We're going to talk a little food.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.
This is Radio Worcester. Local talk, local news, local events. We got it, and we've got opinions that you're going to want to hear.
That Worcester will be thought of and spoken about.
We're live every morning, 6 to 10 a.m., and if you can't catch us then, you can find us online, day and night, at radioworcester.com. This is your town. This is your morning show. Talk of the Commonwealth with Hank and Ben.